Well, here we are at Estes Park in a major windstorm. Of course, like we did last time, it's frozen out there. My thumbs are still froze. And we are in this 2017 Chevrolet heavy duty 3500 with the new Duramax and the hood scoop and all that cool stuff. And I want to show you all that. But it is awesome, and we're pulling this big Cimarron stock show.
It's a show stock trailer.
It's a stock trailer, yeah, a cattle show trailer. And we'll tell you all about that in a little bit. But Kelsey, how much power do we have in this Duramax?
We have 445 horsepower to 910 foot-pounds of torque.
Cool. Crew cab, LT model, heated seats, it's cloth seats. But we'll tell you all about this truck. We're going down the road, so come with us. Now this LT model, that used to mean leather, now I guess it means cloth. This is like a base, I couldn't call it base truck because it's still got a lot of toys.
It's got a lot of toys in here.
Yeah, you got telescoping wheels, you got the
adjustable foot pedals, electronic seats,
and individual heat and all that stuff. And we've got the heated seats too. Now I probably need to shut the fan off, get rid of that noise. But this one, what's really cool about it is it has this called a trailer camera system, and this is the remote control camera. This goes on the back of your trailer. It's got an antenna you wired in for power, and then it's remote, and it is awesome. And that comes with it, and then it's got cameras underneath the mirrors, and we'll show you that here in a little bit too. Yeah, look at that camera, isn't that cool?
So if I put the blinkers on, it shows me my blind spots.
That is so
there's
awesome.
my right side, and if I go left, oh look, you can see the trailer.
Yeah, that is just too cool. But it actually is a great thing. I'll love it for your blind spots, and this is better than that blind spot mirror. So I think it is awesome. And then also, of course, this goes into your 8-inch screen in the center. So when you're also backing up to your trailer, you got that screen here. When you're backing up to gooseneck, the high camera comes here. Then whenever you turn your blinker on, whatever side that is, you have that wonderful blind spot camera going on there, which is so awesome. And that is dealer installed. It's not you can't order it that way from the factory, but the dealer can install it for you. This is a 4-wheel drive, and this one has, geez, they went to capless fuel fill. They're going to be the last ones to do that, so you don't have a cap on this. We'll have to put some fuel in there and test that out. But this is the same rear end they've had since 2001. All you get is a 373. That's what it has. It's a gooseneck package. Now this gooseneck, I also want to show that a little bit later on. This is a Kurt hitch. Ford and Ram uses a Reese. And this one, I mean, it's similar to them. You got the 2 tie downs for the safety chains. And it's got the ball, it trips from the top like the Ford does. And it's a little loose. I mean, looser than the ball I've seen. Now in this 1-ton dually, this, I think last year, 2015 or 2016, they came out with the factory installed gooseneck ball. And I was talking to their engineers, and they told me that they flex tested a lot of balls, and that Kurt had like the least amount of inflection between the frames. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And I noticed the other day when we were hooked this trailer up at TFL Truck that ball seemed to move. Now the ball socket's tight between the 2 5/16 ball and the coupler, but the actual base itself seemed like it moved quite a bit. I was kind of surprised, because you feel that when you're pulling a trailer. I mean, that's how loose kingpins are on 5th wheel trailers. So I don't know if they can tighten that sleeve up in the bottom there, but I don't know if I like that or not. And we noticed it with a trailer, but I'll show you a video of that. I was kind of surprised because Kurt makes a good ball mount and hitch. And this has, of course, the fog lights. We talked about telescoping steering wheel, remote vehicle start. I really like that. And of course, the power outlet's pretty common now, 110.
Yeah, but there's so many power outlets in this truck. We have 4 on the dash, or right underneath the dash. There's some in the center console.
Yeah,
There's
there
an automatic
is.
recharge or wireless charge. There's some in the back. There's a
Yeah.
lot of power options in
Yeah,
this one.
and this has that 4LT, whatever, the wireless or the Bluetooth, so everybody in the truck can plug in their phone. So it's really a nice package on there. But this one has that new Duramax. It's still a 6.6, but it's all new pistons, all new cranks, camshafts, rods, and it's a lot more powerful. And
I've noticed that.
Yeah, this is really interesting what they've done with this engine. And the Allison's basically the same, still a T1000 Allison. That hasn't changed, but it's got that cool hood scoop, and we'll show that here after a bit too. But
Well,
that actually will suck in air, but it's not for power. It's to maintain temperature, so you don't
Temperatures, yep.
overheat. And then it's got a little nipple that lets the water and the snow. It's a pretty snow today with TFL truck, and we didn't get any snow in it. And it's
That's
got
good.
another outlet down by the battery for more air when that is plugged with snow. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is a powerful little rascal. We'll show you going down the hill what all that does. But
Well, power-wise, this is, so to say, the best power from the Ford, Dodge to
Yeah.
the Chevy. This one is it,
that's right.
here.
The horsepower is the highest horsepower. So, and I don't understand why they kept the towing
tow.
capacity at 23,000 because everybody else is over 30. But I guess we'll find out if they change their idea on that. Oh, that's your phone.
Sorry, everyone.
No, that's okay. Locking tailgate, so you can actually lock the tailgate from your key fob. That's nice. And the mirrors on this have a little spotlight on the end, which is awesome.
They have the lights. They have the lights so you can see out. They have the turn signals. They have the cameras. That's really, really, really wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
so
great.
when you're backing up to your trailer at night, you can turn on those cameras. And we'll talk about that on the trailer. The trailer has cameras, or has lights all the way around, LED lights. But it is awesome.
This trailer floats very nice with this
It's
truck.
nice. That air ride is awesome. We'll show you how that goes up and down, but it's like a big pillow back there.
And we got tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. And we wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck, the ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to
Yep.
looking at a truck, or judging a truck. You know, whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test, up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks, maximum capacity, up to the biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And, you know, you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, you know, all that stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.
Alrighty, so this one is going to be your foot pedals. They
Yeah,
are
power
adjustable,
pedals, I love it.
power pedals, traction control on and off. You got your cargo light, parking assist. and
Yeah, it turns off that beeper right
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, when you got a trailer, you're always beeping. And here's your exhaust brake. That's something new on this one. We'll have to go over because it's a little bit different this year.
Yeah, it's got a lot more power. Something doesn't. And of course, your tow-on mode is in the end of the shifter. So that is awesome.
8-inch screen, radio media. I wonder if this. I think it
like
does
that.
back up too. Maybe
Yeah, it'll
it's
show off your tailgate, and then you also can, if you hit enough buttons, you can see the one off the gooseneck camera. That's
Finding
pretty
those
cool.
buttons is going to be wonderful.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you're comfortable over there?
Oh, I'm very comfortable. It's a little weird to see cloth seats and then like a leather interior,
Yeah.
but it's a good mixture, and the black seats make it look really slick.
I've noticed these are like the smallest windshield of any
They
of mine.
do.
I think Ford has the biggest one. Of course, they've come down a little size since they have a 150 cab, but we're not going to jump in and out of the seat and show you the seats because we would freeze. I would freeze.
Sorry,
My
everybody,
fingers
it's
would
too
freeze.
cold.
Yeah, we'll show you all the rest of the stuff.
It says 28 degrees, but it is windy.
yeah, that
and
wind chill
that wind chill is
will freeze
horrible. It's not worth it.
Okay. There you go, because it eventually shuts off. Okay, gotta get my seatbelt on because we're big on safety here at
Gotta be safe.
MrTruck.com.
Let's go see what we can do with this pretty trailer.
Yeah, and we'll show you the inside of that trailer, but it's got air rides. Actually, I call it a hybrid. It's got the torsion axle and air ride. And this has hydraulic jacks. I love hydraulic jacks. We've been helping TFL quite a bit lately, and we have all manual jacks on all of our big trailers. And it gets old. But this truck with TFL took it up to the mountains. We went from Dillon to the tunnels and back down. And it was very incredible. We were pulling almost 23,000 pounds, which is about the capacity of this. So with the payload, we were at the truck's capacity. But, and we may not see it as much on this run because this trailer is probably about 8,000 pounds. It's an empty stock trailer.
Well, it's an empty stock trailer. It's super light. The air ride is wonderful. I don't even feel it back there.
Yeah, you don't feel any bumps. And it is. It's just too cool. And, of course, it keeps your livestock happy when they get there. They're not jittery from getting shaken for the last 600 miles. But the...
Caution. US 36 road construction. Road closed.
Well,
and this tells you that you got road construction, slowdowns, a little bit of everything, actually.
Oh, yeah. This OnStar thing has been around forever, and it keeps getting better with more things that it can tell you about. But,
Sorry, everybody. It's going to get loud.
Well, you can adjust it that way, or it's power, you know.
Well, it was adjusted back without it being powdered.
Oh, it was not locked into place?
Yeah, it wasn't locked into place.
Must have been me climbing around on it.
Gotta get it back so I can see.
Oh, I just love
It off so they didn't have to listen.
Well, cool. Hopefully we got enough mountain scenery because we're having camera difficulty, but that's how that goes. But yeah, this one here, we'll see if this one reacts coming down some of these hills, but we're not really braking as hard. When I was with TFL, we were braking pretty hard coming out of the tunnel, and it was amazing how much the engine slowed you down. I mean, when we came out of the tunnel at 50, let it go to 60, and then brake down to 50, when after I hit 50, it just hit hard, and it would have brought me down to hardly anything. I would have had to, and that's what we did. We had to keep speeding up.
Accelerate.
Yeah, so that's new, and I don't know if that's from boost on the turbo to where it's giving you more back pressure and the exhaust brake, or if it's something to do with line pressure in the transmission, if you make the Allison grade shift harder. I don't know. We'll find out when I get a chance to grab one of those technical guys, those engineers, and find out what they've done. But it's very good. I mean, these guys, GM has always had this really good thing. It's probably been 5 years now. You put it on cruise control, and it uses the exhaust brake, the grade shifting on the transmission, and your brake, and cruise control all together to control the vehicle to where you can drive almost anywhere without touching the brake. And it'll speed up and slow down. Of course, if you have to hit the brake because somebody's too close to you, then that shuts off. But it's just incredible how well they did that with just, those three things basically. And now they've done something to improve that, so your braking power, you got a little throttle on the engine. You might get a little engine braking. Mostly it's exhaust brake and grade shifting from the transmission and your foot brake. So it does it tries first to do exhaust brake, and then it grade shifts. And, it does that all if you have enough room in there to RPM band. And that's also unique to GM. When it's doing all that in cruise control, it will let it overwrap way above redline, like 4,500 RPM, which you would think is going to blow the engine up. But when you cut the fuel off, it's just an air pump, so you're not going to hurt the engine. I'm amazed how they do that. As long as you're doing it right. Yeah, and it's amazing to see the diesel go up to 4,500 RPM on attack. But that's what they do, and these have done so well. When you're using all these things, exhaust brake, grade shifting, tow haul mode. That's where you get grade shifting when you put it in tow haul mode. But you basically, you brake with your foot.
There's that engine brake for you.
Yeah.
If you can hear that.
And it's braking much harder than it ever has, which is good, but some people aren't going to like that abrupt slowdown. I think it's wonderful, and they could have done that with line pressure in the transmission. They could have done all these things, but that's how you want to do it. You want to break it down with your foot enough so that will grade shift. And that saves your brakes. And then, you got to have enough room, because if you don't brake it some, you won't have enough RPM band for it to kick down a gear. If you're trying to go down gears to slow you down, like you would with the manual. And if you don't have enough room, then it will actually kick you up a gear and make you go faster, which is exactly the opposite of what you're trying to do coming down these hills. So that's what it's all about. When you're going down a hill with a big trailer like this, and you want to be able to slow yourself down, you want that grade shift working, the exhaust brake working, and then not using as much foot brake. And at times you'll want to use the manual control, which is over on the left side, to brake the trailer separate if you're on ice or on a curve or some of that stuff. But so it's something to learn too. You know, I mean, when we do a lot of these things, we'll let the automatic units on the truck take over and do its things. That's what we're trying to actually judge is the truck and not the driver. But there's a lot of times coming down the mountains, you know, I would use manual shifting. I would do all those things to control the vehicle. And, you know, with these new transmissions, it locks up the torque converter. Yeah, just like a clutch pressure plate does, probably in every gear but first. And that gives you that, you know, the ability to shift down. So it's so much better towing trailers now than it was, you know, when I was young. Now you don't really have to know a whole lot, but I mean, it's nice to know a few things, but that's how you want to use this. You want to use foot brake, give you enough RPM band, slow the RPMs down enough to grade shift, exhaust brake, and all that will be working together. But that's what you got to have. You got to be able to, you know, you don't want to wear your brakes out. You don't want to get the brakes hot, so you want to use them down to get enough RPM band, and then let the truck do its thing. But I mean, this is quieter.
This is quiet.
It's your first chance in it. But they've done some more shielding in the
floors and
valve
the
stems. Yeah, it's got like a plastic shielding over that, and then they did some things with the injectors to make them quieter. But they're already like a gas engine. You don't hear anything now anyway.
Yeah,
that's a big difference between this and like a Ram. A Ram, you get in there, you can hear exhaust brake, you can hear all that stuff, and it sounds like a big truck. This one, you don't know, but you know, it sounds like a car.
It sounds like a little V6, actually.
So everybody's.
It's by no means a V6, yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't wear you down at the end of the day, but a lot of people like the different sounds you get out of the Cummins. But they've done a really good job with this truck. It's very comfortable, and you know, with all the systems that they've had now for years, you've got a lot of safety built into it. But
it's a well-rounded truck, and it's hauling nicely. There's nothing in our trailer, but
yeah.
I wouldn't mind a dually.
Well, I hope we find a hill to drop down enough to where you can really get a feel for how strong that tow haul mode kicks in. When you've got dualies, you got how many? We got 20 trucks. Half of them are Dodges lifted.
No,
aren't some of those dualies?
We don't
have a single dually. Wow, that surprises me.
Everything we own is four wheels.
I suppose you can go anywhere with that.
We try
Dualies,
to.
you kind of drag snow with duals.
Drag snow, sand.
Yeah, they're a little bit better with braking, but the rest of the time they're in your way, you know. If you're not pulling trailer a lot.
If you're not hauling a lot, then it's a little more difficult to have one.
Yeah.
Well, there's your exhaust brake for you. Went from 60 to 40 and still dropping. I'm not on the gas.
Yeah, and some of that's transmission too. So it's really hard to tell them apart at times.
Mm-hmm.
And that one let off right away like it was the transmission too. So it's interesting how this works together. And since it's not a loud vehicle, it is really harder to tell them apart. Whether your tow haul mode's kicking in the transmission or whether the exhaust brake's kicking in. Yeah, this exhaust brake is so quiet. I don't hear it most of the time.
Even the engine is quiet.
Yeah.
I am used to all those Cummins and Dodges, and even my Ford it's pretty loud.
Yeah, you've got loud trucks.
This is nice and quiet. Put my kid to sleep.
Yeah, this one here, you drive all day and
I want to say one of these starts at like 65,000.
Yeah, and this one, did I say the price on it?
Over here.
I was going to do that and I forgot about it. There is no EPA fuel mileage on it.
Oh, I haven't tested that out yet.
No, and with the trailer would be the important part. Yeah, this is 65,000. I'll have to get my magnifying glass on. 65,000, looks like 930. 65,930. Is that what you see on that?
Yep, 65,930.
So this is one of the more economical diesels in the dually class, even though you got everything you need.
She's got a smaller tow rating, so to say, than Ford and Dodge.
Yeah.
But 23,000 for the daily little hauler, it's not. I won't haul 23,000 every day, so.
Yeah, and
it just depends on what you're doing.
That's what they concluded, that most people don't tow 20,000 pounds, let alone 30,000 pounds, and most people are towing probably closer to that 16,000. So, that's where they made their marketing decision. I think it'll bug them after a while to be last place on towing. And they've already got the horsepower and torque. They will probably, another model or two, maybe next year, modify the frame and the suspension a little bit and shoot that number up there, because why would you not want to compete? This is a very competitive era.
Yeah.
You know, the 1-tons are very, very competitive.
And I don't know why you would jump up so much on the power and not bring up your tow haul rating.
Yeah, you think they'd go together, but
I would hope, but I guess it does depend on, so to say, what types of hitches they are and how they're making their body. So
yeah.
just something to think about, Chevy.
Yes, indeed.
This trailer pulls like a dream.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, it doesn't bounce back there. My goodness. But this is the show cattle trailer, so that's, they would want to get their next stock show without being all nervous or upset or sweating. So, and this thing, it's got the tie downs on the side. We'll show you all that. And it's got spotlights everywhere, all around the sides and the rear end. Most stock shows are done in the winter, so it gets dark soon. There's a few of these here at the National Western Stock Show.
They got a calf tie bar, and they got a heifer and a steer bar.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of the walk-up ramps are wonderful, and
those
it's a really nice trailer.
Your show tack boxes are very heavy. You need that ramp to get up there.
You could walk a steer right up into your tack room to clean.
Yeah.
And I think the box stalls, how you can choose your own size back there, that's pretty big.
We'll get a chance to go play with those walls and see where they go. But yeah, it looks cold outside. I'm still freezing from getting the Estes. My goodness. I know it's not quite March yet, so it should be cold, but the wind is always heavier in February, and it's been one windy February.
It has been. There's not much we can do. We got to try, and we get up there, and then sometimes you guys are going to get videos in the truck.
Yeah, now you can hear some of that shifting, and I don't. To me, it sounds more like transmission, but it could be both. I don't know. I mean, the RPM jump tells you a lot, but both of them make the RPM jump. Your exhaust brake will make the RPMs go up. Your grade shifting, because you're shifting down a gear, makes the RPMs go up. So I don't know. I'd have to spend some time just sitting there listening to this thing and try to differentiate between what the tow haul mode is doing with the transmission and the exhaust, and what the exhaust brake is doing. Yeah.
We can stop doing 30 down the mountain. Start actually doing the speed limit.
Yeah, you can do this in cruise control, except it doesn't have adaptive cruise control. So the screen of the radar won't lock on that guy, but it will slow you down if you got some room.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to go as fast as some of the people that come down this mountain.
Well, you decide that. You set your cruise, and that's where you'll have it. So, and you can toggle that back and forth with the manual buttons too. That's how that works. You can fine tune it where you want it to go up or down. You just want to run over the guy in front of you, don't you?
I don't want to, because I don't have the 65,930 to get me one.
Oh, okay.
As much as I'd like one.
Well, leave me on the.
I'd have to sell all of my vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Just to get one new truck.
Well, that 1-ton class, that's a pretty cheap price for that 1-ton class. They go all the way up into the 80,000s. So. Yeah, I think next week we'll be driving a Ford, and it is right under 80,000 on an F-350. So try to remember how this feels, and next week we'll see how that feels.
We'll compare it for you guys.
What you can tell me. I must be falling asleep now.
I'm falling asleep.
The truck's too quiet. Oh, it's a heated seat. That's what it is.
It's the heated seat.
The heated seat's putting me to sleep.
The dual climates, heated seats, even though they're cloth, it looks slick inside. The blue color is really pretty.
Console's very useful. It's got a place for hanging files.
Yeah, it's got a big console.
Yeah, the seats fold up.
Another one of those where there's cup holders everywhere too, because I think there's one in each door, 2 in the center console, maybe more. 2 in the center console, some in the back. Lots of drink room.
Yeah, it's sitting here. You wouldn't notice there's a trailer back there at all.
No, you wouldn't know. If you didn't look back there and see it, you would not know there's a trailer back there.
Yeah, it's a great axle ride system and hybrid back there on that Cimarron. But you know, this truck, this is no contest for this truck
No,
either.
it's
It
not.
needs about 23,000. No, it's something's behind it.
Yeah, but even when we have just like the empty stock trailer or our little box trailer, I can always feel it with my little pickup.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Well, this one is set to actually rated without weight distributing hitch to tow a 21,000 bumper pull trailer,
Okay.
which is awfully close to the gooseneck
Yeah.
rating. So I don't. That's kind of hard to explain too. But I got a truck at home though, a Ford that actually has a higher bumper pull than a gooseneck, and that makes no sense. They need to ask us about this stuff.
Yeah.
We'd help them out, make these decisions.
They pay scientists for that.
I get a kick out of terminology now. They're calling us an engine exhaust brake. Well, of course it's an engine exhaust brake,
Or else
but it's an exhaust. It's not an engine brake. Now Ford's starting to call them engine brakes. It's on the engine. Well, no, an engine brake is inside the heads. It's not on the turbo. The semis, you know, the argument. See you guys argue that point with the semi drivers. It's not an engine brake. Oh well. Marketing guys keep coming up with something new to describe things.
It handles very well.
Yeah, it's very easy to handle. It's a
not-
confident ride.
It's not so tight, but it's not by any means loose. It's
Yeah.
just right.
Well, these aren't as tight as a rack and pinion on the half tons.
Yeah.
So you got a little more movement there, but this handles very well.
Am I scaring you? You keep going for your door handle.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where's that old chute handle.
Oh, shoot handle?
Kind of lost the one in front here. That's old folks used to climb out with. Just have these two here.
I'm doing under the speed limit.
You're doing fine, Kelsey.
I haven't wrecked you guys yet.
No, we haven't had to tow any vehicles away.
Now that I say that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
That was a good shift down.
RPMs. This is very aggressive this year. And see, that's exhaust brake and transmission.
No brakes, no nothing, and there's a good grade on this road.
Now, if Chevy would just put a system in there so we can watch the gear it's in,
Yeah.
then we can actually watch the gear shift and know which gear it was in. Then that would tell us a lot too. We would know,
If
how much
it's-
RPMs we have left and what gear it jumped to, and all that information is good. Just like I wish this truck had the boost pressure on the turbo, but they
Yeah.
don't. Ford and Ram do, but Chevy didn't want to spend the money, doesn't think it's necessary when I interviewed him. But I would like to know what my boost pressure is in my gear, which gear I'm in, all those things. I mean, truckers, pickup truck owners, people who pull big trailers, they always try and get as much information as they can
There's
to
a
make it a
reason
safe trip,
There's a reason we put gauges in every pickup we own.
Yeah.
The more you can
safe.
see, the better you can, so say, handle the situation, whether you need to pull off and let something cool down, or, it's,
That's true, and there's,
before you blow something up, it's easier to see it.
Right, that gets really expensive blowing something up, and that's one thing. There's a lot of things on the CDL test that I didn't agree with, but I did like the fact that they tell people, watch your gauges, watch your signs, always be watching traffic way ahead of you. And that's what it's all about, because you can't stop on a dime, even with the good brakes. Like you have your GM's really improved their brakes back in 2015.
Yeah, but it takes me twice as long to stop as the little car and 3 times as long to stop as the motorcycle in front of me. So
Yeah.
especially if I've got animals, I don't want to slam on my brakes.
Sure, you want to be able to
Ease into
kind
it.
of map out what's going on ahead of you to be safe. We're on all these curvy roads, so you can't always see too far ahead of you.
No, but you can make sure you've got a safe enough distance from the guy in front of you where he can stop.
And that's the nice thing about this road is people aren't passing you and stopping right in front of you like they do in the city. In
Yeah.
the city, they don't give you any room. Everybody's running in front of you, and all of a sudden
Cutting
you had
off,
you had just
stopping to let people out. And
yeah, it's crazy because you try to get enough room in front of you, and all of a sudden there's 3 cars right in front of you. But oh well, that's what we put up with. I guess somebody has to buy cars.
Yep. We actually bought a little Jetta.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
I bet it's a diesel.
It is.
There you go.
A little TDI Jetta.
There you go. That thing ought to get 40 miles a gallon.
Yep. It's exactly why we bought it as a parts runner for the shop.
Yeah. Oh, look at that hood scoop. Let me look at that hood scoop. I just love this hood scoop. Okay, Kelsey. Look at all the chrome on this Silverado. My gosh. And there it is, our 6.6 Duramax. And yeah, the air comes in. Actually, the air comes in the middle. And then it shoots over here. And this is where it twirls around. And I don't think there's any. You can squeeze that nipple, see if there's any water in it. I don't think there is.
I don't know.
But that's how that works. You know, like on farm tractors, there you go, it's empty. That it dumps the dirt out like semis and farm tractors. So it goes in here, twirls around in that box, and then the heavier water comes down the bottom and leaks out. And then the other part shoots across and comes out that hole. And then, of course, here's the air filter right down there.
Right on
And
in
there's nothing, there's no moisture in there, so awesome. Look at that new engine, that's so awesome. And there's our gooseneck. And the safety chain hookups. Pulling this big Cimarron trailer. You pull that bottom bar up and that pulls that up. And underneath here is where, you know, where you can have propane tanks, where you can have your spare tire. Yeah, just pull that, pull that up. And it slides up. And then there's your hydraulic jack. And there's your air
Which
pumper.
is actually really quiet, actually.
Yeah, that is really cool, Jack. And over there is the air gauge. Let me get in here so we can see it, because this is so cool. Now, if you figured out how to run it, okay. Oh, don't dump it yet. Let me go back.
I know how to dump it.
Okay, let me get back and watch the tires so we can see it dump. Okay, Kelsey, dump the air. So you can see. You can hear it coming down. Dump it all the way out. Dump it all the way out, Kelsey. You may have to shut the compressor off. Okay, finish dumping that air. That is so cool. As it slowly goes down. See, it doesn't go down enough to scare your animals, which is the important part. Hear it creeping down. Cool, that makes it easier for the animals to step out and easier for you to climb in. Okay, turn the pump on and let her go back up. Kelsey, there's your favorite corner step on the bumper.
It is.
But you can lower your tailgate to get in there. But yeah, so there's enough room. It's got an 8-foot neck, so you can climb up there. Just don't hurt yourself. But that's better than having to step on the back. I actually like that. It's one of my favorite steps, and I know you like it.
I love this step.
Yeah, that's awesome. So even with the gooseneck, you have a purpose. Yeah, and if we had this thing cranked and jackknife, you could climb right up into the trailer and hook up your chains and all that stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Now this one, this Cimarron, this is a livestock trailer. It's for show cattle. They also make one for show pigs. And this is the Kirk Steerwalt Signature Series. He's the one who designed this for Cimarron. Kirk Steerwalt. So that's what it is. A special trailer. And this has tack rooms and all kinds of stuff, I guess.
Really light door.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this is where you'd store your stuff or take a nap.
Take a nap.
It's even got a little door there to keep stuff sliding out, whether it is your show boxes will fit in here. This is cool. Got you a step.
Storage.
Actually, you may want to run around to the other side and we'll open that other door and you can see all the way through it. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, that keeps whatever you're storing up there, suitcases or whatever you put, from popping down.
A rack.
Yeah, you got a rack for your brushes and all that. Yeah, and I bet there's, because of the way this track is made, I bet that's made for some kind of show halters and all that to fit on there.
Yeah. LED
Awesome.
lights in here.
Yeah, this truck or this trailer has LEDs everywhere.
Yes.
Spotlights, because a lot of times you're doing this in the winter time. That's when all the big shows are. And you can actually use this at night or when you get to the show, in the winter time, which is when most of the big stock shows are. So you can actually use it. That's a cool door. Wow.
Light too.
Yeah.
Really, really light.
I'm sure it's spring loaded. Then you're into the main cargo area.
Yeah, and then the cargo.
Where the happy cows and bulls and steers. Yeah, it's a lot of room. Vents everywhere, double vents. A little
Double
different than a
vents,
horse
yeah.
trailer.
Well, that's all enclosed 100%, minus the back.
Yeah, and the gate, and these are all these plexiglass. You can take out the top ones and the bottom one. It has a bottom vent too. It's all plexiglass. Now, let's look at the tailgate later, but we got to figure out how to slide these divider gates back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's two of them. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's kind of, looks like a lock. There with a
They just
slide.
pull out.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
So you can set your pins. There's two of them.
Yeah, that is awesome.
They literally just attach to a lock.
That is cool.
There for a minute. I should be able to
Yeah,
get it
and
now.
one more. Yeah, I got the. Man, that is so cool. You slide that wall anywhere, and you got a gate. And this has got two of these dividers. That is so far out.
It's a different style gate. That's nice.
Yeah, that is. That's a hinge gate. This one here slides, so you can, get in there
Whatever you need
without.
it for.
Yeah, because like this one, you got to get the cattle out of the way to open this gate, but the other one, you just slide it and shove in there. I've gotten in many stock traders that sorted steers.
It's not
Tried
that
not to
fun.
get kicked. Yeah, it's nice to have gates that are very functional too. So you got sliding gate, sliding wall kind of thing. That's awesome.
I'm leaving it like that.
Yeah, you could use this for everything.
Not for livestock, but I put horses in.
Yeah,
But
this is a cool way to arrange your cattle. You make your pin size whatever size you want. Yeah, this is good. This is good.
then you got a people door, and then on the other side of the trailer, you have a walk-in gate.
Yeah,
It's stock room.
yeah. That one is this one. I guess it's part of your escape door. If you got them on halters, you're walking your cattle out these doors. You may have them all tied up in there, but yeah, that is pretty cool. Big old bumpers on there for dropping it down. And slam latches. I like slam latches. Your butterfly latches. Well, let's see. Now these axles, these are like a spread axle. Now these are, semi, what they call a bridge, is 9 foot. And I do that for weight distribution, and that actually will lower the weight per axle, and that's why semis do it. The same kind of thing here. You got the weight distribution. Your tires are farther apart, so you don't have as many nails in them, because when the tires are close, they like to throw nails at each other. This one has 8,000-pound axles, so this one's probably rated at 18,000 GVW. I've got to find that out. LEDs everywhere, and then this is a good side to look at it because of the sun. But you've got the different plexiglass, 2 rows on top, 1 plexiglass row in the middle, which is awesome, made to slide out. And then this has, that's okay, Kelsey, you don't have to pull them out because they get real stiff and this is really hot. But this has the high tie downs and a low tie down, so you get the whole family out here. You get the calves and the bulls and the heifers and the cows tied high.
LEDs everywhere.
This is awesome. Good old air ride. Then this gate, same like most livestock traders, you can swing the big gate open or you got the slider.
slide it.
Yeah.
You want me to slide it?
Yeah, because those got really cool rollers up on top. I want to watch them move. So they look pretty awesome. Oh yeah, that's a smooth door.
Super light.
Smooth door. So you can load it and shoot that way, or you can back up to the big gate. And inside is awesome. Plenty of room. And you even got a spot on each side for your decal. You can put Mr. Truck in there on the round spacer. And that's the new thing with Cimarron too. All their trailers have aluminum wheels. Look at the spread. I like that even on my flatbeds, a big spread, as big as I can get. It's a good way to do it. And air ride, that's the nice thing too about air ride, is it has leveling valve, so you can actually equalize your axles on air. You know, you can with leaf springs with an equalizer, but air, you know, will also equalize between the two axles, whether, you know, torsion axle doesn't. Torsion, you're independent front to back and left and right, but on this air ride that they have on these Cimarrons, this actually equalizes the weight, so you're constantly using both axles and using the weight capacity of both axles, which I really like. You're just all over this trailer, aren't you? Running around, boy, look at that. You just got all kinds of sun. You can run from one side to the other, chasing those cows through the middle. And then back here in the tack room, the front part of this trailer, you got a ramp so you can tote those big show boxes up in there and then run out the other side. Hey, that is so cool. This could be a jumping motorcycle. Fly through here and...
Minus this lip right
yeah,
here.
and then that lip, you'd have to hit it hard.
Pick up your feet, everyone.
Yeah, then they have wonderful lights on these
They do.
trailers. LEDs everywhere. Yeah, look at all that room you got up front.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's almost one of those.
Sleeping
Stick a
bags, the whole family
mattress
can,
and
the whole family
a
sleeping
blow-up
up there.
mattress and warm your way in. You can sleep in here.
And I love the welds on these Cimarrons. They're like art, reinforced everywhere. And it says that fiberglass roof. It's another name for it, but it's a gel coat and it's a honeycomb, so it's strong. Even boys like me can walk on top with an air conditioner and install it.
What is this one? About 50,000?
No idea.
No idea.
It's probably more than that.
We got a sticker.
But you can see how big the framework is on this.
This one's $49.9.
Really?
$49.9.
Well, it's pretty good guessing. I was guessing a lot higher than that. Well, there you go. You can buy this one for $380 a month. $49,000. Underneath,
Pretty.
right underneath $50,000.
It hauls like a dream.
Yep, that air ride is
It's
wonderful.
wonderful.
And the hydraulic jack takes all the work out of hooking and unhooking. But yeah,
Nice.
I don't know if you can turn these on, but you know, back in the back corner, there's all those little toggle switches.
I'll flip until you tell me.
Yeah, one of those has got to be all these outside spotlights. Yep, you got them on. That is so awesome. LEDs everywhere. Yeah, it's an efficient trailer.